Weeks 4 and 5 of training to be an Olympic climber. Sorry for the word schedule. I was in Barcelona for the end of week 4 and out of week 5, but I'm finally back home, so things should be getting back to normal. By some miracle, over the course of the 2 weeks, I missed only one workout, that being Tuesday morning of week 5. That said, my training in Barcelona was somewhat weird. I wasn't at home, so I didn't have my hangboard, which is where I do literally everything. I bought with me the fictitious portal board, which I can use to train one hand at a time on the 15mm edge, as shown in the footage. There was a calisthenics box on the beach, just 15 minutes or so from our apartment by train, and I was able to get there 5 times over the 9-day vacation, and I also went climbing one day, so there were only 3 days where I wasn't able to get a workout in. I was too scared to take footage there in public, but here's a photo I'd try to take as steadily as possible. The one thing I did miss out on over vacation was that I didn't stretch enough. I'll be honest, it was mostly just because I didn't want to, but it was also because due to having to train one figure at a time, I would have ended up with a 1 minute and 5 second cycle, and I didn't want to deal with that either. But now that I'm back home, I'm back to stretching. Anyways, for my benchmark this week, which I just took, I could only hang for 11 seconds on the 15mm edge, which is less than week 3. But to be fair, I also think that week 3 was somewhat of a fluke. I'm glad that I was able to maintain at least somewhat consistency at the 15mm. I could definitely establish that at fine, which is something I could not do at the beginning of the series. Anyways, over the course of these 2 weeks, I was only able to get one climbing session in, Shaman climbing in Barcelona. I did 3 hour tags, which were V3 to V5, and I even flashed the screen one. At that point, I decided to try some wind tags, which were V5 to V7, and I got really close to sending this one in the cave, but I got too fun by the time I figured out the beta. I tried this now as well, but I couldn't figure out the finish for the knife with me. Finally, I want to mention one change I'm making to my training. This isn't a physical one, but a mental one. Climbing is a mental sport just as much as it is a physical one, if not more. And I've noticed that the past 2 or 3 sessions, my mount reading has been a big weakness of mine. I used to watch a lot of climbing content, and I think now that I watch this, I've gotten generally more so mount reading and finding beta. In order to combat this, I want to mandate that I watch at least one climbing competition per week. I think the best way to improve my reading and mental game is watching people better than me, so in the coming updates, I'll let you know what comps I've watched that week as well to hold myself accountable. Sorry again about the weird upload schedule, it should be back to normal in the coming weeks. Anyways, that's all for this week. Thank you.